We did get a couple of people in the Carolinas that saw some really cool clouds, maybe not so much in our area, but this was out of the Raleigh area specifically. A lot of people down the coast, Myrtle Beach, saw some of these also, but especially Raleigh and Durham and all these areas. My buddy Tay, he saw these out there. These are called, I never really say them out loud, Brittany. Do you?
I was going to say, there
asperitas?
are so many arguments about how to say these clouds.
Right.
I've
I
always
prefer
heard
to call them wave
asperitas.
clouds.
Yeah, I've always heard that.
Asperitas.
But I don't know if that's right.
That sounds good enough.
Okay, thanks.
We didn't take our Latin classes seriously enough, I suppose. But
yes, and this is actually a newer
go.
type of cloud.
It's one of the newest. They classified them in 2017, which doesn't mean they didn't happen before. They just didn't have a fancy classification. Yeah. But it's kind of cool how these things work. They're actually not scary, or they might look scary, but they don't mean scary things are coming your way. They happen when there's some stable air closer to the ground. When we were talking about the thunder being loud, you have that stable layer, the sound bounces around. Well, this can be the same thing here. You have that stable air closer to the ground, and the clouds are having some up and down motion as the air is bouncing up and down too. And so that's kind of what's giving it that almost ocean-like, wave-like appearance. And, you know, they can look scary, but they're not going to do anything to you. In this case, it preceded some rainfall earlier this morning.
Yeah. Sometimes they can be a sign, like you said, that we might be seeing some rain, but maybe not like anything severe because you have that stable layer. And that was another reason why you just mentioned, I think you had it up, Tim, I don't know if James took it earlier, but you had the temperature inversion graphic that did show that was one of the reasons why the thunder was so loud. There wasn't a ton of thunder and lightning, but we did see them become so loud because we had all that air smooshed near the ground. Official scientific term, smooshed.
The shake the house kind of thunder. And, you know, now that we've just broached this topic, I had this question come at me from my co-anchor, Chad. Chad Silber asked me this yesterday. He said, Tim, if thunder is the sound that lightning makes, why does it have its own special word? Why don't we just call it lightning? I heard lightning. We don't say we hear lightning. We just say we heard thunder. And I had no answer for him. I don't know why there's a special word for thunder, but we always remind people that if you're hearing thunder, there's got to be lightning somewhere because that's what's causing it. So it's kind of interesting to me. I don't really have the answer for that.
Yeah, if I had to give an answer off the top of my head, it would probably be like the sound traveling, you know, different speeds. They want to have two distinct things that people can at least like notice, right? Because like if you see lightning, versus hearing thunder, since they're not happening simultaneously. Also, we know that there's the math aspect, of trying to find out how far away the storm is to you. And then I guess also just having a little pairing together, rain is just thunder by itself, and thunder and lightning at least comes together.